Hello guys, today is December 28th, and today I'm going to talk about Mike Pence and Trump's last chance to somehow overturn this election. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the possibility of Trump resigning and making Mike Pence the 46th president, which is another option for Trump to do, which would then pressure Pence to pardon him. So, as you've heard lately, Trump has been pardoning a lot of people. And many of these have come under fire, like even sadly pardoning the guards from the Blackwater massacre, which has come under fire by the social media and many people. And let me go to So the problem that Mike Pence has at the moment, no matter what scenario he chooses, there is no positives. He could try to overturn the election, but the problem is that there's so many things that would somehow miraculously have to occur. Okay, as I was saying, first of all, let's say that somehow the Democratic House and the Senate accept the pro-Trump batch of side electors in Pennsylvania that went against the Electoral College. Let's just say that happens. So that would bring Trump to 252 and Joe Biden to 286. It's still giving Joe Biden a really good lead by over 16 electoral votes. And I'd say that it would have maybe been possible if it would have only been one state. If all of the election would have gone to Pennsylvania, maybe that could have happened. But when you have more than 3 states that you have to somehow overturn, like Wisconsin and Arizona, that's mission impossible for them. Also, the nail in the coffin is the fact that Democrats control the House. And they would somehow need Democrats to vote with Trump to overturn the election, which is basically impossible. And plus, in the Senate, there is already Republicans that have acknowledged Biden's win, like Lisa Murkowski and Mitt Romney. But there are still people pressuring Pence to overturn it. So, let me go here. So, Pence being the VP, to be honest, to one of the most popular presidents for conservatives since Reagan. This means that Pence will try at least to run in 2024. He could be successful since VPs most of the time run for the presidency and could succeed, as seen by Joe Biden himself. And Pence will need every single percentage of Trump's fan base to win the nomination, since they are really good candidates, as well as many pundits would suggest someone like Nikki Haley to be the nominee for the Republican Party. And at the moment, I slightly expect her to be the nominee, but if Pence plays his cards well, he should be the nominee in 4 years. But also, in 2024, I do not expect Donald Trump to run with the GOP. Maybe with a Patriot Party, but even then, I don't know. There's too much legal problems that he has. So, as you can see, they want Trump to run in 2024, all these polls. But when he's not a choice, Pence becomes a clear nominee by a decent margin over what, 30 points against Ted Cruz and Mitt Romney. This tells you how much Pence needs Trump's fan base and vouch. Okay, so, and as seen here, even if one senator and one representative backs the effort by Trump, then there's going to be debates in Congress. And this would just make Biden's presidency would look weak. Also, that one vote in the House and the Senate would cause for there to be chaos in both parties, especially in the GOP, and it would just be stressful for all Americans. Now, if let's say Pence recognizes Joe Biden's victory on the 6th of January, this will cause utter chaos for the GOP. And this is where I see Trump or someone else creating a third party, because at the end of the day, Trumpism has a bigger fan base than old school conservatives. And this is the dilemma that Mike Pence has. Since if he certifies, then that's the end of his political career right there. And this will be a humongous betrayal as seen from Trump's eyes and his fan base. To the point that another political move might just be to resign or fake an accident or something like that, to not vote to certify the election. Sadly for him, he's stuck between a wall and a knife. There is nothing good. He either loses the old school conservative vote or the Trump fan base. And the bigger one is Trump's fan base for him. And as Mitch McConnell said in this article, that he says that his party and the Senate and the House should vote to prove Biden's win. in order to stay as a united front. But Republicans are so divided at this moment on this issue and many other things. And this is a problem especially for those who got voted in a split ticket with Joe Biden and the GOP. Since if they say that Biden's win was illegitimate, then they're just biting from the hand that feeds them. And this is why so many Republicans are so ambiguous on the standing of the election. And Trump as well. Since they really don't know what's going to happen post-Trump, or where the tides are turning, since we don't know what's going to happen, or what's being talked about behind closed doors. And Mike Pence can't do much, since half the party is not on board fully with Trump, while the other half is 100% with Trump. I would say maybe just below 2/3 of the Republican Party is with Trump. And the nail in the coffin for Trump and trying to overturn the election is the fact that Democrats control the House. Without that, you can't overturn the election no matter what. But I think the scariest thing is that even if half of the GOP does not recognize Biden's victory, by the time that he's inaugurated, then this will divide the nation so bad, and things will only get worse. We have seen some things happen in Nashville. I'm not gonna say whatever it was, but we could potentially see things like that. Don't mistake my words. We don't know what happened in that sad occasion in this country's history. I'm just talking about it, just referencing it. Okay, so most likely what Pence and Trump, whatever they do, it will fail. After that, those options, the only option that Trump has is to resign and make Mike Pence the 46th president. And then Trump has to hope that Mike Pence pardons him, because Pence has two options. He can straight out just pardon Trump and lose, a minority of support from the moderates or the old school conservatives. Lose some support from the old school conservatives, but keep Trump's fan base, which is bigger. In this case, he would only get scrutinized by independents and people on the left. On the other hand, if he decides not to pardon Trump, which would be news everywhere, both on the left and on the right, there will also be consequences, since he would kill his political career and lose most of the GOP support, and maybe gain some moderates, but at what cost, really? And this would be really interesting as a scenario and as a tactic, but the least likely to happen in my opinion, since if it would occur somehow, it would mean that there is something behind closed doors that we don't know, that makes Pence scared enough to end his own political career in order to preserve his legacy. There is also the possibility in which Pence resigns or is somehow fired by Trump, and then Trump gets a pro-Trump ally so that person can pardon him. But this would require a whole lot of work and too many maneuvers, which is not the most likely scenario, but it ain't the least likely scenario. But overall, Pence needs every single percentage of the GOP's fan base to even have a chance of being the nominee in 2024. Sadly for him, he will sacrifice one of them, either conservative or the moderate wing or the Trump wing, to continue his political career. Yep, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye. If you have made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you for my channel. It has reached 80 subscribers. It's not much, but it's honest work. I try my best with videos, thumbnails. I put a lot of work and effort. Editing, I edit a lot to make my videos as perfect as possible. I write the script for every single video, which is 1,000 words each document I make, and I just really appreciate every single one of y'all. Just wanted to say thank you for all the support, whether it's a like or comment, or even if you're so nice to share these videos. It means a lot, and hopefully the next year will be better, since this has been a really tough year for everyone. and I hope Christmas was alright with y'all, and just did this at the end of the video as a way to show my appreciation for y'all. Thank you. See you next time.